Welcome back. I hope your Thanksgiving was a blessing. I can't believe it's over and now we're on to the next set of holidays. So exciting. Today I am just coming at you with another week of what we did, how we did it, and what we did to save money. So we are going to show you how we decorate. And again, this is not everyone's style, but it works for us. It's kind of rustic. It's kind of mid-century. I'm really into antique Christmas items from the 40s and 50s. So you're going to see some of that. And my theme this year was like candy and pastel. It's just fun. So I hope you enjoy it. And we're also going to preserve some seeds for the coming spring. We're going to do pumpkin and we're going to do butternut squash. This way they'll be ready to plant come the warmer weather. I'm already thinking warmer weather. I hope this video finds you well, and I hope you're as excited as we are to begin the next phase of the holiday season. So let's get right to work. Here's one of the little pumpkins we grew in our garden. We didn't have a great crop. We started out with tons, but it was our first year growing pumpkins, so we had a lot to learn. So hopefully next year will be a better crop. So Paul's going to cut the pumpkin and we are going to preserve these seeds for next year's planting. Here we go. You can see the inside. Now what we're going to do is scoop all these seeds out, and I'm going to rinse them and separate them. So the first thing I'm going to do is get all the seeds off this inner filling. I don't even know, the pulp, I guess, that's it. So I'm just going to rinse these, and then we will sort them out and dry them. But this is the first thing. You have to rinse them, and you want all this pumpkin flesh off. So I rinse them and clean them in cold water. Now what we're going to do is pick the biggest, fattest seeds because they will have the best chance of regrowing next year. I want to show you the difference. See this seed, how flat? That is not what we're going to pick out. We are going to pick out these beautiful, nice, thick ones. Can you see the difference between that and that one? This like almost seems like it has no inside to it. So we're going to pick out a bunch of these and we're going to put them on a cookie tray lined with wax paper because they're extremely sticky. You can see there's still pieces of flesh. So this is the preliminary drying process. So this is going to sit overnight. And then tomorrow, what we're going to do is take it to the next process where they are going to cure for about a month. But this is what you do overnight just to get that stickiness off and to allow them to just get a little bit drier. And wax paper is great for this. They don't stick to it. I'm going to finish these up, and then we're going to do the same thing with some butternut squash seeds. And here are some butternut squash seeds we are doing the same thing with. My brother gave me a beautiful butternut squash he grew, and these are the seeds from that. So we're again going to let these sit overnight, and then we will show you the next step in the process. Gardening is such a frugal hobby. And when I have extra seeds, I share with others because that's just great to do, and vice versa. These set out overnight, and as you can see, they're dry. They're a little stuck to the paper, but they come right off. They look great. They're dry, but they have to dry more. So I have a plastic plate here. And remember my paper towels from when we went to Maine? We're still using that roll on emergencies, and I'm glad because I'm going to need that to put the seeds on. Now what we're going to do is take the seeds off the trays, put them on here. I'm going to put the pumpkin on one side and I'm going to put the butternut squash on the other. Usually what you want to do is put it on a cookie sheet. And I have to start looking for old cookie sheets when I go to Goodwill or tag sales eventually, because I cannot give up my cookie sheets for a month. So what we did is we're just using this plastic plate, and you can tell the difference in the sizes. Now what this will do is go into a cool, dark place. We have a pantry under our stairs, and that's where I'm going to put this. So you just want it in a cool, dark place for about a month. And then at that point, we'll take them out. Any that are moldy or don't look right, you discard. But this is the second process, and this is the long-term drying for a month. And then what you do is you'll separate them, put them in a paper envelope. That's what I like to do. They will be ready for spring. So these are going to go away for a month. And then in a month, which will be like, wow, the end of December, beginning of January, we will pull them out and we'll see how they did. But this is just a quick tutorial on how to do it this way. So it begins. Paul is up in the attic. Say hey, babe. Pulling down boxes, and we are getting ready to decorate. This is the part that can be a little daunting. Some of the stuff here, and I'm trying to consolidate this year, so I'm going to keep you posted. So we brought the decorations outside. These are some of our blow molds. I love blow molds. They were really popular in the 50s and 60s, and whenever I see them at a tag sale for a couple of dollars, which is rare, I grab them. I love them so much. This is another great tip that my husband did. To get these blow molds to stand up is very, very difficult. So explain how you did this, babe. By recycling and repurposing.
Well, what I did was I was at the garden supply one day, and they had a bunch of these sticks that were about 8 feet long, a whole bunch going in the dumpster. I said, what are you doing with those? They said they came with shipping of plants and who knows what on the trucks, and they throw them out. So I took a whole bunch of them home and cut them up into, steaks, and I used cut a point on the end. Drove them into the ground with a rubber mallet, and then what I did was I used tie wraps to hold the little guys against the post, and this way they won't blow over in the wind and they'll stay there. And we just got a comment from our neighbor. They said how fun it looks, so I can't wait to light them up.
Here's our little 5-foot tree. It goes in the corner of our living room on a little table. So this is the before. Used to have the big 7-foot tree. For some reason, this just works out so much better for us. So let's decorate. Well, the lights are on. But we didn't put the decorations yet. That comes next. We're doing this in stages. And our crash, oh my goodness, I love this. And I love the way I can nestle it right under the tree on the table. So you have the tree right above the creche. And I think that is just so beautiful. It's like the tree is protecting the creche. Just beautiful. Okay, next on to decorating. Every year, my mom, for a special occasion, would buy me Christopher Radko ornament. So I would be getting 3 and 4 Radkos a year. You can see how beautiful they are. But now, each box has got several in them. So that's a lot of ornaments. And being that we have our little 5-foot tree now, I have to be very choosy about what I put on the tree. So it's a little overwhelming. We have to go through these boxes now and see. I'm so grateful for them, and they're so beautiful, and they remind me of my mom so much. Well, I can tell you right now, this one's going on because you all know how I feel about my gingerbread. So we're just starting to decorate the tree now. When you first come into our living room, to the right, we have a little settee, like a window seat. You can look outside and Mickey is just sitting there being cute. And we hang our stockings in the window only because our fireplace goes 24/7. It's just too hot. And, you know, we don't want them hanging near the fire. Now, I had told you I love mid-century, and I really do. So these two, this is a little salt and pepper shaker. These were my grandmother's, and this was my grandmother's. This is a bank, and they're in really beautiful condition. So I put those out every year. This was hers as well. This is just a beautiful illuminated tree that we found. Actually, Paul found that for me in Goodwill for a couple of dollars. And I will link my video from last year where I made this lovely little flickering candle from items at the Dollar Tree. So I will link that down below because that really, there's two of them. They came out just beautifully. And then over here, whenever we see a creche, we can't leave it. It's just something in us in a Goodwill store. I think we paid $1/4 for this. And this one I thought was super unique in that it opened and closed. It was just beautiful. And then my little Santa, all mid-century. Over here again, we have, this guy is beautiful. This is actually a little, what is this, Paul? Like a gas? What would this be?
It's an little oil lamp.
It's an actual oil lamp. We found this at a garage sale for $1. Again, mid-century. Our little choir girls in the back, mid-century. The other candle I made right there, which I think they're just so pretty. They came out so well. I will definitely link that video. Take a peek. And then I have my what is that kind of candle?
Luminaire?
I forget the name, but it's the same one that Disney uses in like the Haunted Mansion and all that stuff. So I have two of those that I bought on clearance and I love them. They're the flickering candle. And then this pedestal Paul found for me at Goodwill, and I think we paid, what, $1 for that?
Yeah.
Okay, so now the tree all decorated. There's two more blow molds. These are our indoor small ones. Just love these blow molds. There's our creche. I showed you that earlier when the tree was not quite decorated. We love tinsel. Tinsel just adds so much to a tree. I know a lot of people aren't crazy about it, but we just love it. And these are some of the Radcos I've accumulated. These are like super special ones. These are so beautiful. And I did a very whimsical tree this year. There's lots of pastels and little cupcakes and ice cream cones. With everything going on, I just wanted to keep it whimsical and fun and just lighthearted. It's a very blessed time of the year. It's a very sacred time of the year. Wanted the tree to reflect that joy and that childlike excitement that somehow over time we lose so often. I was really trying to capture that this year, and on 5 feet I think we did a pretty good job. I have some more mid-century little Santas. They're salt and pepper shakers. If you can see the bottom, I believe it says made in Japan. These are all mid-century, and they're just beautiful. I just paid $1/4 here, $1/4 there. Some are mismatched, but I love them. And then up top, these are also in the video I will link down below. I made those in the video last year too, and they came out wonderful. An old vintage milk pitcher of Santa. Just a little side note, you see this radio right there. That is actually Paul's guitar amplifier when he plays down here. He converted an old radio. What year is that radio, hon?
It's a 1936 General Electric.
And tell them briefly what you did, if you would, please.
I found the radio pretty cheap at a flea market, and I basically just took all the electronics out of it, and I built a real tube amplifier and put in a guitar speaker, and it's my guitar amp for the living room. All the knobs are original. The dial light even lights up when you plug it in, so yeah, it's great.
Very neat. And the best part was it matched the living room, which is really fun. So there's just a little tour of our living room and how we decorated this year, and I hope you enjoyed it. I just want to thank you for spending this time with us. We had so much fun decorating and just getting ready for the holidays. They're coming and we're excited, and we just wanted to share that with you. We thank you so much for spending this time with us. We love you. We wish you blessings. And until our next video, bye-bye.